Hey, what's up guys? Team Hardlife Captain Albert Zertucci here, out at the pier again. So giving it another try on the tournament, and right now it's pretty calm with no real current out there. So I'm gonna go get some fresh sea lice and see how this goes. Awesome. Thanks, sir. Ooh, look at them sea lice, guys. And y'all got like 8 live wells full of these. So when you're ready, they're here. Causeway, bait and tackle. One of the things I know I talked about on the channel was about storing your leaders on your rods when you're done fishing. Well, as y'all know, I went fishing a few nights ago, and I stored the leaders still on the rods, and this is the way I stored them. The way it works out is the double drop drum rigs will actually hook up back on themselves with the hooks right here, but the leader is actually underneath the reel right there, as you can see. So when I come out next time, I always know that this is kind of the danger area, but I got a lot of safe zones that I can grab my whole bundle of rods without getting hooked up. So that's, you know, 2 leaders right there back to back, plus the third one over here. Now this one is different. I actually changed out the leader because when I was transporting it back and forth, it had gotten pinched in the cab of the truck. So Jeff at the shop hooked it up for me, but normally what we do is the first hook will go right here on the eyelet, right on one of the legs of the eyelet, and it'll still come around the way we do the double drop, and it'll pull up. So that way I know the guide or this area will be my 2 danger zones. Lures and stuff like that, I normally take them off because you'll have 2 treble hooks moving in opposite directions so close together, and it's real hard to store them, especially with these longer rods. They don't have any kind of lure keeper or anything like that, so we have to kind of make do with what we got. Well, this is a custom rod, so this is where we're at now. We got the Steadfast blanks also coming out too, so that's going to be a pretty nice one. We got some medium heavies, some extra heavy, and some extra heavies coming. I'll be getting them done, but this is the leader I'm going to be using for my live sea lice.
Oh, okay.
Hope to help or something.
Yeah, I got a fishing group do this called No Holds Barred Fishing. Right?
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I got like 800 members. We're trying to grow it.
Dude, that's good, man. I know a lot of... Alright guys, so I've got a bucket of a dozen sea lice here. On the last video, we were using sea lice, and so the question was asked, well, how do I rig up my sea lice? Well, that's actually a trick question because there's a bunch of ways to actually use sea lice for bait. However, the real answer is the way the fish are hitting it. And what I mean by that is there's times where, let me grab one real quick. Hopefully I don't get stabbed because they are very aggressive. They actively, once you start grabbing them, they curl up and they try to stab you with either their tail, which is very sharp, or their 2 arms that push out, and they will actually jab you pretty good. So always take care when handling them. So as you can see, they're pretty much like an armor-plated shrimp, and you can see him loaded up right here. And I wish, arms right here, they'll shoot out at a great amount of pressure, and they've actually been known to break glass, is what I've understood and seen on YouTube. And yeah, YouTube. So, but this tail right here actually has all these fin right here that's very sharp, and it'll actually stab you and cut you as well. So kind of the safest place is right here on the sides, but also too, when I want to start hooking this thing, I want to kind of pin him closed, so that way he really can't do me much damage. So now that I've got him in a kind of safe handling position, then I'm going to start attaching my hook. And right now I don't have my weight on it because I kind of jumping ahead to answer the question real quick. Now, the last trip that a couple of friends were on, they were hooking the, get it in position so you can see it. they were hooking the SeaLice like this. They were coming in, going through the back of the SeaLice, and they were hooking it like this. And what they were reporting was that the rod would start to bend like this and then come up. And so as the rod would come up, they would miss the fish, and it happened over and over and over. And that's when I asked him that question, and he told me. And I was like, all right, well, did you reposition your bait? And he goes, well, no, because that's kind of the way we've always done it. I said, well, it's like fishing for reds and stuff like that. You know, depending on where you hook the mullet, you know, either by the anal fin or on top of the anal fin or behind the neck, will determine where that mullet will swim. Either you're going to make it swim up, you're going to make it swim down, or you're going to make it swim straight across. Now, if there's fish coming up and they're taking it and you're hooking it behind the head, well, then what you do is you switch it up and put it behind the tail or underneath the tail by the anal fin. So kind of the same thing. You're going to change up the anchor points of your hook depending on what the fish are doing to you. If they're sitting there and you got it hooked like this, like you normally do, and you're getting a great pull and you're using circle hooks, mind you, or some of them were using J hooks as well, they were still getting their bait taken. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a preemptive strike. I'm going to change up my hook, and I'm going to come toward the tail end, and I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to put it in, and then I'm going to slide it up. See, as I'm sliding it up, I'm going to come through the shell, but remember how I was talking about the crab? You want to wiggle it back and forth? Well, I'm going to wiggle it back and forth like that, so that way I really don't break his shell and cause a lot more damage. And see, now it's a nice snug hook in there, and he's good to go. Now, if I have that same problem tonight where it bows down and releases and I don't get a hook up, well, I'm going to change the hook area. I'm going to go back up over here toward the head. I'm going to keep changing as the fish keep changing their tactics. That's one of the things you always have to do is pay attention to what's going on. If it's not working, and it used to always work, it might not. Fish do get smarter on tactics as well.